Hello and welcome. Welcome to 2022. It is I, Sylvia, coming to you live from beautiful Eastbourne by the sea. And I welcome you, whoever you are, wherever you've been, wherever you are going in time and space. A particularly wonderful welcome to my live participants this morning, Carol Ann and Ilka, and whoever else will join us in the course of this first energy show for 2022. Let us begin with some blessings. Carol Ann says, "Hi Sylvia, a star-spangling Happy New Year to one and all. I'm looking forward very much to starting the Energist Community Program on the 21st. Yes, I am also extremely looking forward to that. It's going to be very exciting for me to be on that journey of discovery of how we're going to do that beautifully. And just beautifully, that's the word I'm looking for." Ilka says, "Hello, good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year. Much love and energy your way, and infinite star moments. Indeed, indeed, indeed." And here we have Marianne. Good morning, my dear. Good morning. Good morning and a Happy New Year to everyone. Alex, good morning, Alex. It's wonderful you're here with me today. Happy New Year, Sylvia. Happy New Year, Energists. Oh, absolutely. If you're a modern Energist, there is a good chance you're going to have many, many more star moments than people who are not. Yeah, it's as simple as that. Ravens Weaver, sparkles for all for this new year, indeed. And Janine, good morning and a Happy New Year. Yes, good morning, Janine, and a Happy New Year to you too. So there is this thing, the best laid plans of mice and men. And for those among us who don't know what that means, is basically that we make plans and then things happen. And yeah, and we have to react to that in some way. There's so many wonderful things ahead for modern energy, for the GoE in 2022. I'm just so excited about all the things that we're doing. I mean, one of the things that just I love is our 7 tips for happiness. The shortest, sharpest, most precise 7-tip guide on how to have more mental wellness, have more emotional wellness, have less stress. And, you know, it's got techniques in it, and it was designed for people who have never, ever heard about energy or don't believe in energy or don't know anything about it. Most people who don't believe in energy are the people who just simply haven't heard anything about it and how it works and what it is. And so I invite you all, please share this far and wide and share it with people that you even think are not interested in energy or don't want to hear about it. Because I don't actually think that's true. People just not interested in bullshit, basically, in rubbish, in stupidity. When you give people some real information that's really practical in the really real world and that connects with their own experiences in life, well, then they're going to be happy to receive this information that makes their life better. It's really as simple as that. And 7 Tips for Happiness does that. So please, by all means, download it, share the link, You can share the document, you can send it to a friend or somebody who's in trouble, like a depressed teenager or an older person you think might be lonely sometimes and upset. Just send them the PDF with my best wishes. It's absolutely 100% free, and it's part of my desire that the entire world should see the modern energy chart at least once in their lifetime. Ah, yes. Let's have a look. Ilka says we should have it in all languages. We could start with German. Yes, I have actually started to translate 7 Tips into German. I will need to make a different version because 7 Tips has a lot of diagrams with English words on them, and they, of course, can't be translated. So I need to make new word-free diagrams for 7 Tips. And then Alex can do Rosetta, the Rosetta machine, and then we are all set for 7 Tips in all the languages of the world, which is wonderful. There are modern energies in, 108 countries now? It's a good start. It's a good start, and it will get more, and it will get better. So before we go into it, I have to go back to this thing that all these exciting projects, the community energies, which I'm just super, super excited about on the personal level. And also we have Star Matrix 7, the lucky number 7, the last voyage to the stars before we go into the Star Matrix Pro, which is, that's going to be a game changer. And so I'm thinking about all these wonderful projects and all these awesome things that inspire me, that make me jump out of bed in the morning and make me want to go, immediately to work and do the things that I do. And so then I see a message that one of our foundational members and modern energy trainer, Sister Margarita Foley, died at 7:30 on the 31st of December 2021. Now, there are many here in the chat, and I know this, who know dear Sister Margarita. She was a Catholic nun all her life from Ireland, and she came to us around 2003 and then attended her first GoE training, which was Beauty Tea at the Manor Barn in Bexhill in 2004. And I will admit that my aspect was scared to have a real-life Catholic nun in the audience. Real-life, hardcore Irish Catholic nun to be a participant in this training. But I needn't have worried. Modern energy is not a religion. It is much more akin to medicine in that way. Somebody comes along and they have a thorn in their foot, stepped on a thorn. What religion they follow is completely immaterial. We take the thorn out of the foot and put a little antiseptic on it and bandage it up, and that's what we do. And modern energy is like that, but with the energy body instead. There is no belief and there is no prophets with modern energy. It's just observations of how things really work in the real world when we understand that our living energy bodies are real, and even though we can't see them, we can feel them and they produce our emotions. That's just something that is. It's not a matter of faith or belief or buying into anything at all. It's just a fact. And with this wonderful discovery, the world changes. We have a paradigm shift in the way we do everything. And eventually, well, one of the things it does, it leads us out of cages of entrainment. And so eventually we came to star matrix, which is that the only thing that matters in life is the high positive experiences, the star moments of our lives. And so when I heard that dear Sister Margarita had gone to heaven, and I'm going to use that term very deliberately, Sister Margarita went to heaven. She left this physical world that we live in on the night of New Year's Eve 2021. And I literally think of that, of her getting into a spaceship and going up to the stars. And the realm of the stars, that is heaven. It doesn't describe clouds with angels playing harps. That's not what that is. It is a non-physical realm where the one part of our energy system that isn't connected with the physical body at all, our immortal soul, where that goes after it is no longer tethered, if you will, to the physical body. So last night I was crying. It's a natural reaction to be doing that. And I can't promise you I'm not going to cry today. But it is only energy. Crying, that pressure rising up and somehow blocking under your eyes and then causing this outflow of physical tears, and in my case also plenty of snot, which is quite amazing that you can generate that much in that short a time. And in case this should happen today, I do have my industrial roll of paper to hand, and I will ask your forgiveness beforehand, because I'm just human and I'm doing the best I can with the energy work, and I'm still learning about emotions, about this energy flow through the body, what we can do with it. It's just such an amazing thing. There's so many things I could say about this. There are so many, many things I could say about this. But what I would like to do is I would like to officially just remind us of dear Sister Margarita. So, yeah, after I heard what happened, I created a web page on the GoE to honor her memory. Not just her memory, to honor her being, to honor her presence. And, you know, it's never quite enough, but I did the best I could. And I'd like to read this out to you today. If you didn't know Sister Margarita, don't worry about it. You will know her a little bit better after we're done. I once asked Sister Margarita how it came to be that she chose to become a nun, and she told me the following. When she was a child, her younger brother died after a bad illness, and the entire household was in distress and disarray. And then there came a young nun. She was so calm, peaceful, and loving, organized everyone, and this sense of absolute salvation came over the young girl. It was at that point she decided this was who she wanted to be when she grew up, to bring love and salvation to other people in distress. And that is what she did for her entire life. It is uncountable just how many people she helped, or how many lives she touched on her journey to the light. Her presence and her questions, her experiences in the spiritual realm have always touched me deeply, and she continued to be a major influence on the way we describe and work with energy today. I'm deeply, deeply grateful for her being, her unbounding support, especially at the very genesis of modern energy. And I will miss her wonderful presence when we meet in physicality. Heaven has gained a bright new star, and we who love her have gained a friend in high places, who will be there for us just for the asking when we tune in her direction and connect with her love. And there is one thing I know: Sister Margarita will not rest in peace. She will soar in joy and continue to be her gift to everyone who loves her. That is what I wrote, and then I went and looked into the archives to find pictures of dear Sister Margarita. Here she is in 2004, and as you can see, she was really happy and excited about beauty tea. And I was happy and relieved that a really long experienced spiritual person would truly connect with what I was saying and would understand this and then enact it. And that what I was trying to tell people really connected with her own sense of spirituality, even though we were coming from these different fields of experience. We came together and we became sisters in spirit. Absolutely. Here she is at her trainer's training. Sister Margarita was a GoE trainer. So many meetings, so many conferences, the wonderful EMO conferences, and she was always there, always ready to help, to engage, to play with energy, to learn more about the divine through the experience of energy, and sharing her amazing life's knowledge and her experiences, and telling us, she looks as though she's like bathed in light here. Wonderful. Yeah, it was the chats and in between and the hugs, the jokes, the laughter. She had a wonderful sense of humor. A wonderful sense of humor. Ah, dear Tom and dear Sister Margarita. This is one of my favorite memories of working with her. The Master Energist training. Just wonderful. And something that I really admired about her was her, not just her devotion, but her physical energy. She was by then an old lady, and she was absolutely ready to stand at a Mind Body Spirit festival for hours and talk to individual people about energy. And I really admire this, because I lack this physical ability to really go to work and work hard and come away smiling at the end of the day. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Always in the front row, always there to support us, but always ready to learn new things. Absolutely marvelous. And then came the time when Sister Margarita took the microphone and conducted workshops connecting with the divine. And this picture here I particularly love about her. It's just that straightness of, you can see the straightness and the power in her energy system, derived through her spiritual practice. And I am so delighted that I was able to support her spiritual practice and make it better for her, make it shinier for her, make it even more profound. That's a huge honor and a huge gift. Yes, and Sister Margarita embraced modern technology and was present at many of the non-physical meetings, which she enriched with her sense of humor, her good ideas, her questions, her insights. This is her last selfie that she took for Facebook. God bless you, Sister Margarita. Soar in joy. And I'd like to finish with my favorite picture of her. I just love this. And we're coming back to sisters in spirit. Doesn't matter where we come from, doesn't matter where we're going, doesn't matter what bodies we inhabit. We can come together in love. And I love that. So I would absolutely love you to join me. Because I know one thing for sure. Sister Margarita is watching over us from the high place to which she has ascended. And the one thing that would drive her nuts is seeing us all sitting here sad and crying. She would be like, "Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? My life was about love, about happiness, about laughter. That's what I want. That's how you honor me. You don't honor me with tears. You honor me with laughter, with joy, and with love." And so by all means, I'd like you to look up now and find Sister Margarita in heaven. And really allow yourself to see her there, smiling at you and waving. "Hello, I'm still here." And in every sense, she is. She hasn't disappeared. She's right there. And any time any of us want to connect with her spirit and gain sustenance from that, ah, dear, or a personal message of uplifting, or perhaps a little kick up the fanny, possibly, we can do so. And we can do more than that. We can meet with her in sanctuary at any time. And I need my industrial-sized. I will apologize for blowing my nose, very unladylike. I've never learned how to do that, so I'll move away a little from the microphone. It's only energy. I am very moved, but I am not sad. I'm just moved to tears. That's a very different state of being than sobbing in heartbreak. Oh, I hope you managed to do that too, to connect with dear Sister Margarita. Look straight up and see her there, smiling at you. I believe that this looking up movement is really natural to human beings. And that's why the ancestors used to say that, the people who went before are in the stars. Don't look down on the ground in the grave. All you find there is the body that will return to stardust in its own good time. if you want to remember, connect, feel, do the right thing, when you're thinking about a loved one who is in heaven now, please look up. Look up. That's the movement, looking up. And I found that very soothing last night, and a good step in the right direction. Ilka says, I met her on my first emo conference. She wrapped me in love and made me feel safe, loved, and at home. I'm so grateful and honored. Oh. Tina says, me too, Ilka, and she has been in my heart since. A beautiful soul with such kindness and wisdom. I think there are many, many good lessons we can take away from Sister Margarita, and many ways in which we can continue to use her to inspire us, to uplift us, and to possibly, like slightly move us back on the path of righteousness, should we stray from it. Because she wasn't a weak, wishy-washy person, not by a long shot. She was very forceful, and she would tell you her opinion quite clearly if she thought that you needed to hear this. She's a great person and a great inspiration for us all. I said to her on numerous occasions, and she always laughed at this, is that you are our saint, Saint Margarita, our first saint. Well, we now have a friend in high places, in very high places. Our continued love for her in the present tense. I love Sister Margarita. Not I loved her. I love her now, always, and forever. Our love might be the wind beneath her wings in those other dimensions, who knows? But likewise, her love for us is the sunshine. It's a beautiful thing. Sandra says, thank you to have Margarita's presence, thankful to have Margarita's presence in so many of my courses and my monthly meetings. Absolutely, yes. I might invite you to put up a picture of Margarita on the screen in the monthly meetings and have her be there, have her be present. Sister Margarita loved sanctuary. She absolutely loved sanctuary. She loved emo too and used it in her extensive daily spiritual practice all the time. But like myself, Sisters in Spirit, sanctuary is what gave her the most delight and the most pleasure. This is called Supermind. And if you haven't done it, oh my God, it's the love of my life too. And I'm also reminded that Sister Margarita was also a member of so many foundational projects that were done for the very first time. She was one of the very first soul pilots ever. That is a sanctuary-based thing. And I might actually republish her soul pilot stories, collect them together because that'd be a lovely way to share who she was and inspire other people in the future. Sandra says, thank you, Sylvia, for these beautiful words for our dear friend. It is my honor and privilege to have known Sister Margarita. It's a amazing thing. I have hours of replays. I was watching them last night. She loves energy work. She really loves people, and she assists your own spiritual journey in so many ways. I apologize for correcting this slightly. The energy of bereavement is a huge topic. And I have been blogging on this on the research forum since January of last year. What we can do from the modern energy perspective to transform the experience of bereavement. Because, psychology really is no help with bereavement at all. I mean, really no help at all. In fact, a giant hindrance, I would say. But energy work, clean, non-religious energy work is, it could save people from dying from a broken heart. It could save people of getting cancer 6 months after their, husband of 50 years has died. It could make a huge difference to people who have lost loved ones. They haven't lost loved ones, whose loved ones have moved on, who've gone to heaven. I really want to bring that terminology back. And I really want to bring back talking of people that we love, not have loved. We still love them. So to talk of these people in the present tense. Sister Margarita continues to guide me to sit in the audience and raise an eyebrow when I get a little bit too far away from, I don't know, the course of love, shall we say, but who also sits and laughs very much at my jokes. Ah. Sandra says, yes, she still does. Well, of course she does. Yes. Yes. And more so, more powerfully so in some ways. It's a fascinating thing. And I feel the way she touches my life in really meaningful ways is, yeah, if you think of it that way, if you allow this to be that way, I believe that if we use the first, the current tense instead of the past tense, that this connects us with the living spirit of the person, the living spirit. I think that's a beautiful thing. So that is a very interesting and fundamental topic that we are starting with this year. And I thank our dear sister Margarita for her gifts already received, but those continuing to be given. I'm going to do something with the energy of bereavement for the GoE, because it is so essential for human beings, so essential for emotional wellness, for mental health. And oh God, yes, as I said, I could talk about this for hours, and I look forward to doing that and doing a special GoE members set on the energy of bereavement. I would, if there's anybody new here, I would like to just say this one thing. The biggest failure of psychologically based counseling approaches is the fact that they're missing the healed state of bereavement. They have their stages of bereavement, and it kind of ends up with it's a horrible wound that will never heal and you'll never get over it. That is near as damn it criminal as far as I'm concerned, because there is a healed state of bereavement. And I call that the immortal beloved. This is when the person is present in your life. They are in love with you, you are in love with them, and they serve as a huge friend in high places, uplifting, a support, like a massive star in your own energy system that helps keep you strong and keeps you stable. The healed stage of bereavement is the immortal beloved. And to understand that in the first place, and so have a goal to move towards. And this is not an on-off switch. You get, sometimes you're there, sometimes you're nearly there, sometimes you're not there. But once you put the tissues away, we're going back to that. That's what I want. I want this transformation to the immortal beloved, where love is all that remains. Yes, and that is the tagline of Star Matrix. Only love remains. Bring the person back into present tense. I am at the Beauty Tea in 2004. And we're about to leave the building, packing up, leaving. I'm just carrying a box into the car park. And Sister Margarita comes running up to me, and says, "Excuse me, Sylvia, can I ask you a question? I've been thinking about it all day, but it's going to drive me wild if I go home and haven't asked you a question." And I'm like, "Yeah, of course you can. Go for it. What's the question?" And she said, "What's the T stand for in Beauty Tea?" And my aspect just exploded in laughter and delight, and put the box down and gave Sister Margarita this huge hug. Huge hug. I am giving Sister Margarita this huge hug. And I'm saying to her, "You are the only person to have asked me this, ever. You are the first person and the only person to have thought about it and asked me this question. I love you. Well done." And the two of us just giggled like schoolgirls in the car park. And it is that energy, that innocent energy, that giggle that I want to feel, that I want to remember, that I want to connect with. Awesome. It's, what can I say? I wished I would have heard this when I was a young girl, says Ilka, but so much more thankful I am today for your words. All of us, everyone really needs to hear this, to not be, for so many different reasons. We need a world with energy, not a world with make-believe and baloney, but with a real beginning, a dawning of a real understanding of what energy is, how it works, how it flows through the universe, how it flows through our bodies, how it causes our emotional reactions, and to restructure our language and the way we think so that instead of fighting energy all the time, we are getting into harmony with it. We are thinking and working in harmony with it. Ilka says, "What is the tea in Beauty Tea?" You may well wonder, you may well wonder. Sandra says, such a great sense of humor, so many laughs together. Oh God, yes. That was so wonderful. That was so wonderful. I mean, you hear Catholic nun and you think, oh my God. But oh my God, yeah. Sister Margarita has a fantastic sense of humor. It really does. And this is so down to earth as well. You can be totally down to earth and hugely spiritually connected and knowledgeable and wise in the ways of energy. In fact, I think the two actually supposed to belong together. They're supposed to belong together. That they are this being down to earth is actually just a symptom of spiritual enlightenment, because you know, instead of ignoring things or I don't know, pretending they don't exist or living in some sort of weird fantasy land, you just fall in love with the real world and the people, and you understand them better. And you're not given to nonsense. And I love that. Absolutely love that. Yes. So I hope that you are all right. I know what we're going to do. About, I don't know, 6 years ago, a GoE member messaged me and they said, I'm freaked out. I volunteer at this school for young kids. And in this class is 6-year-olds, their teacher, who was a lovely, lovely young woman that the children really adored. She died in a car crash. And they've asked me if I can come in and do some tapping with the children. And I'm just terrified. What am I supposed to do? And so my dear energy mind came up with the suggestion and the answer. It was to ask the children what they liked about their teacher. And the words the children would say would become the setups for the energy tapping. So she was really kind. So the tapping would be kind. And what happened was, when I got the report back, was that the children started saying, I want to be kind, like my teacher, like this lovely, like Miss Lisa, call her. I want to be kind like Miss Lisa. Another one, I want to laugh like Miss Lisa. I want to be able to sing like Miss Lisa. And that's what they tapped on together. And it was absolutely beautiful. And there was no howling. There was no children abreacting or becoming even more traumatized. It was a beautiful experience for everyone. And so I'm going to suggest that we do that. If you'd be so kind as to put in the live comments here what immediately springs to mind, what you liked best about Sister Margarita. We're not going to do the full facial, we're just going to do the magic hands. And I'm going to start us off with what I liked best about Sister Margarita was her immense hunger for the divine. I'm going to just touch my thumb here. I want to have this immense hunger for the divine, like Sister Margarita. Ilka says, what she liked best about Sister Margarita was the way she spread love. I want to I want to spread love, like Sister Margarita when I grow up. Ah. Carol Ann says, I can't comment as I did not know her. No, but you can play along. Just trust us here. She was really an awesome person. She really was. And you can join us and say, oh, yes, I'd like to be hungry for the divine. And I would love to spread the light. Spread the light. Sandra says, compassion. Yes. I would like to be as compassionate as Sister Margarita was. When I grow up, I would, yes. Ilka says the sense of humor. She had a wonderful sense of humor. I would like to have that, just open, unbridled sense of humor, spontaneous, unfiltered, just wonderful. And Sandra says, loyal friendship. Ooh, I need to do a little bit of softening and flowing. Loyal friendship. I would like to be a loyal friend, like Sister Margarita, when I grow up. Carol Ann says she's joining in. Excellent. Please, please do. These are universal qualities. Perhaps you can get a little sense of the personal aspect from the way I speak and the way my energy is being transmitted. Sandra says, finding the time to connect and listen to people. I think that's really, this is also something that I could definitely improve in that department, is I can get busy. Stop and take the time to connect with people. I want to do that. I want to be that, yes. I would like to say here, observant. She was very observant. Sister Margarita could walk into a room and look around. And instead of thinking to herself, oh, I wonder if they like me, she would look around and she could see if there was somebody standing in the corner who was a little bit afraid or uncertain or hadn't connected with another group. And she would go straight to that person and embrace them and welcome them and just be aware of other people's needs and willing to go and help them out in that moment. And I think that's really wonderful. So there's this heightened sense of awareness of the suffering of others. Now, not so much me, a little bit more, hey, how's it going? Tina, I'm going to put that on the screen. Wisdom. Yes, a wisdom that came from spending this long life in all these different communities with all these different people. I remember about 10 years ago, she was showing energy symbols to a youth group in London. How wonderful. And as I say, just how many people has she touched in her life? It's wonderful, really. Yes. I want to be wise like Sister Margarita when I grow up. I do. Absolutely. Love of life. She had a real love of life, a zest for life. That is something, again, that I really want to connect to, in spite of the fact that she was so deeply immersed in spiritual practice, and this was such a huge part of her every day and every night. There was this absolute zest for life, for a glass of wine, for laughter, for friendship, for family. It's absolutely wonderful. I would love to discover or rediscover that zest of life when I grow up. So got one more. Ah, and this comes from Carol Ann, who didn't even know Sister Margarita. I want to touch the hearts of others, like Sister Margarita. Yes. Thank you for that, Carol Ann. That's beautiful. In fact, what we'll do is we'll close our hands at this point. Take all those energies together and put them to our heart and say, I want to touch the hearts of others, like Sister Margarita. Yes, I do. So here then I would like to thank our dear Sister Margarita, who's been absolutely with us here today, for her wonderful gifts, her wonderful blessings. And yeah, let her be present in our lives. Let us remember her. Let us think about her. Let us ask her for guidance and advice. Man, I would get my butt kicked on a regular basis if I really did that. It would make a better person out of me, I think. Ilka says, I like to believe she brought very fresh air to Christianity, bringing modern energy into the Christian world. Oh, yes. You know, once you add a little energy into the game, spirituality just blossoms. It becomes really truly beautiful. And any religion, look, any world religion is based on old wisdom, of old truth, of real truth about the universe. They are all based on that. They're using different words, different concepts to describe it, and obviously fighting amongst themselves who's right and who's wrong. But at the heart and the kernel of every religion lies true spirituality and the desire to connect with the divine. It does. And when we bring modern energy into the mix, when we bring the simplicity of really working with true energy flows into the mix, this is going to make any religious practice that is truly loving and beneficial far more alive, explosive, and, like a fountain in the desert. Like a fountain in the desert. Love it. That's funny. Oh, I've just tuned in. I thought I had a cold. Yes, I apologize for the snifflings. There's just such enormous energy movements running through me. My nose is running. But then I realized what had happened. She touched me too at all the conferences, a beautiful soul. Yes, I do, Linda, I do recommend to start from the beginning if you tuned in late. We did some wonderful things and also honored our dear sister Margarita together. Yes. All right, my dear friends. What an interesting, fascinating, beautiful way to start 2022. It wasn't what I expected. It wasn't. I sit here in gratitude and I know that love is the answer. I know that. I know that. I don't believe it, I know it. Love is the answer. Only love remains. Our loved ones are in the stars. Let us not look down, let us look up. And something that I'm going to seriously ask you all to start doing from this moment forth, please, in the name of Sister Margarita. Please stop saying rest in peace or typing RIP. Please. Soar in joy. May their soul soar in joy, in the starry heavens, in the star fields, and have wonderful new experiences there. And through our connection of love, perhaps they can tell us about them. Perhaps they can, be that bridge and tell us what we need to know in this life, or surprises, or something that will make us laugh. Keep that connection. Energy is information flow. This is why I am so thrilled about the friends in the high places. One day, we will be a friend in a high place too. Yes, we will. Oh. So I am going to say thank you so much for everyone who was here on the live stream. Thank you if you joined us on the replay too and took part and connected. And I am eternally grateful for the blessings of modern energy. I'm eternally grateful for the love. And I am going to continue, not just until the day I die, but afterwards, after I'm spooking around in the star fields and sending messages. I'm going to continue to talk about energy, about love, about better ways to conduct our human incarnations with less insanity, and have a revolution, bring in the science of love. That's what my life's all about, and I'm going to continue to do that because, quite frankly, it's the best job ever. Thank you so much for having been here today with me, and I am sincerely looking forward to seeing you again for next week's energy show. Lots and lots of love to you, and bye for now.